Welcome back, everyone, to the long-awaited installment of Unveiling the Untold Jamaican Dons, Gangsta Chronicles, Part 4. Today, we're delving deeper into the riveting saga of Jamaica's most notorious figures, highlighting their untold stories and shedding light on the complex dynamics of power, crime, and survival. But before we dive in, it's crucial to emphasize that this series is not about glorifying or endorsing the wrongdoing of these individuals. Instead, it serves as a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that the path of crime only leads to destruction and demise. Through the lens of history, we hope to convey a powerful message to young people everywhere, that crime doesn't pay. So join us as we uncover the truths behind the legends, exploring the highs and lows of their tumultuous lives and, ultimately, reflecting on the harsh realities of their choices. Get ready for an eye-opening journey into the heart of Jamaica's underworld, a journey that seeks not to glamorize, but to educate and inspire change. Welcome to Unveiling the Untold Jamaican Dons Gangsta Chronicles, Part 4. Let's uncover the truth together. First on our list is Donovan "Bulby" Bennett. Donovan Bennett, better known as Bulby, was born in 1962 on King Street in Spanish Town. While details about his early life are scarce, he rose to prominence as the leader of the Klansman gang in St. Catherine. He became a notorious figure, listed as one of Jamaica's most wanted men by the Jamaica Constabulary Force for over a decade until his demise. During the early 1990s, Bennett built a criminal empire, leading his gang in violent conflicts with rivals like the One Order gang, resulting in numerous shootings and other violent incidents in Spanish Town and its environs. He expanded his operations into extortion, targeting local businesses and taxi operators in central and south central St. Catherine, with connections to criminal activities in Portmore and May Pen. In 2001, it's believed he briefly evaded Jamaican authorities by fleeing to Great Britain under a false identity. However, on October 30th, 2005, Bennett, along with a man identified only as Nathan, suspected to be his driver, was fatally shot by the police outside a house in the rural community of Tanake near Rock River in Clarendon. Bennett, who had been on the run since 1995, had evaded capture despite being wanted for various serious crimes, including murder and extortion. His death was commended by then-Security Minister Dr. Peter Phillips, who credited superior intelligence and public support for the success of the operation. The police raid on the Tanake house was prompted by intelligence suggesting Bennett and other criminals were hiding there. Bennett and Nathan allegedly fired at the approaching Jamaican constabulary forces, resulting in a fatal exchange of gunfire. Bulby was found with a Desert Eagle pistol and Nathan with a Ruger 9mm pistol, along with cash and jewelry in the house. Bennett gained national attention when Heather Robinson, a member of parliament, used him as a metaphor for politically connected criminals, warning her colleagues against associating with such figures. Robinson faced backlash and eventually resigned from politics due to lack of support on the issue. Despite Bennett's death, his gang and loyalists rioted the following day, blocking roads and attacking a police station in Spanish Town. Bennett had taken over leadership of the Klansman gang in 1993, reportedly after murdering the previous leader, Derek Puppy String Eccleston, on May 12, 1993. Number 2, Nathaniel "Natty" Morgan. Nathaniel "Natty" Morgan emerged as a notorious figure in the latter part of the 1980s, earning a reputation as a formidable criminal akin to the legendary Ryjan of the 1950s, according to law enforcement. His reign of crime and violence struck fear into law-abiding citizens while earning him a dubious hero status among the residents of the communities he terrorized. Born on New Year's Day in 1966, Morgan's upbringing in the impoverished surroundings near Riverton City landfill provided fertile ground for his criminal inclinations. Enduring a turbulent childhood marked by neglect and abuse, he gravitated toward the allure of gang life from a young age. Despite attempts to steer him away from delinquency, Morgan's involvement in criminal activities intensified as he matured. He became deeply entrenched in the underworld, committing a string of offenses ranging from robbery to murder. Infamous incidents like the Seaview Massacre, where 7 men were ruthlessly executed, underscored his notoriety and prompted widespread condemnation. Despite law enforcement efforts, including a highly publicized trial where he and his accomplice faced multiple murder charges, Morgan repeatedly slipped through their grasp, becoming a symbol of defiance against authority. Utilizing the marshy terrain near the landfill as a sanctuary, Morgan operated with impunity, perpetrating crimes across various parishes. His alleged involvement in numerous murders, robberies, and extortion schemes solidified his status as one of Jamaica's most wanted fugitives. Among his victims were innocents like Dr. Garfield Sadler and Rosemary Stewart, whose disappearances remained unsolved, adding to Morgan's mystique as a remorseless predator. Despite his brutal nature, Morgan exhibited a paradoxical blend of traits, reportedly spending hours reading the Bible while simultaneously indulging in wanton violence and debauchery. His enigmatic persona, characterized by a calm demeanor masking sinister intentions, left an indelible mark on those who crossed his path. Even his own family lived in fear of his wrath, as evidenced by chilling accounts from relatives recounting threats of violence. In August 1991, after 8 months on the run, Morgan's reign of terror met a violent end in a shootout with police near Lakes Penn, St. Catherine. Armed and surrounded, he fought fiercely before succumbing to a hail of bullets. The extent of Morgan's facial injuries from the police gunfire necessitated the use of fingerprints and the absence of a finger, reportedly lost in a prior shootout with law enforcement, for his official identification. His lifeless body clutching both a weapon and the Bible that seemed to embody the contradictions of his existence. Despite his demise, Nathaniel "Natty" Morgan's legacy as a ruthless criminal with a complex persona continues to fascinate and haunt Jamaica's collective memory. Number 3. Wayne Sandon Smith. Wayne Sandon Smith's legacy in Jamaican lore is not merely that of a street legend, but a saga of rebellion, violence, and a clash with authority that reverberated throughout Kingston's gritty neighborhoods. Born into the harsh realities of poverty in 1962, Smith found himself ensnared by the allure of crime as a means of survival, navigating a society where opportunities were scarce and the streets unforgiving. His criminal odyssey began in 1979 with a brush with the law for robbery, setting him on a trajectory that would see him ascend to the helm of a notorious gang, wielding influence over Kingston's tumultuous underworld. From Olympic Gardens to Waterhouse, Callaloo Bed, and Riverton City, Smith's sphere of control expanded, stretching even across the seas to New York City and Kansas City in the United States. Under Smith's leadership, his posse orchestrated a flourishing trade in drugs and arms, brooking no challenge to their dominance and ready to engage in violent conflict with rivals on both sides of the ocean. Yet, Smith's notoriety was not confined to criminal circles. His name became synonymous with resistance against perceived injustices. The pivotal moment in Smith's narrative came in November 1986, when reports of police mistreatment of his girlfriend ignited a seething anger within him. Determined to exact retribution, Smith orchestrated a daring assault on the Olympic Gardens police station, resulting in the deaths of 3 officers and the plundering of their arsenal. The brazenness of the attack stunned the nation, prompting an intense manhunt for Smith, who had become a symbol of defiance against authority. Despite evading capture initially, relentless police efforts eventually led to his arrest, facing charges of murder, arson, and robbery. Yet, even behind bars, Smith proved to be a formidable adversary, orchestrating audacious escapes and perpetuating a cycle of violence that left a trail of death and chaos in his wake. His recklessness only escalated as he faced multiple death sentences, culminating in further bloodshed and turmoil. In the end, the relentless pursuit by law enforcement caught up with him, and on September 8, 1988, Smith's lifeless body, bearing the wounds of a violent confrontation, was discovered. A poignant reminder of the tumultuous legacy he left behind, etched into the annals of Jamaica's tumultuous history. Number 4. Cedric "Doggy" Murray. Cedric Murray, known as Doggy, entered the world on August 12, 1973, in Glendevon, Norwood, where his family had established roots. During his youth, this area was perceived as tranquil, yet Murray's path diverged into a different realm. He attended St. James High School, where opportunities for youthful pursuits were limited. In 1990, at the age of 17, Murray and his brother joined the Renegades, seeking an outlet beyond the confines of their high school. Jamaica during those years was a perilous landscape for inner-city youths, marked by allegiance to political factions. As illegal drug trades enticed Jamaicans to the U.S., Murray, like many, sought opportunities abroad. In subsequent years, Murray proved himself as a dedicated soldier, garnering respect and loyalty from his peers. He transitioned from the Renegades to the Stone Crushers gang, where he held a prominent position. Described as a fearless leader and a father figure by his associates, Murray's reputation as a skilled operator grew. The escalating violence in Jamaica, fueled by illegal firearms, saw Murray's involvement in contract killings and extortion, primarily in St. James. Despite his notoriety, Murray operated discreetly, evading law enforcement's scrutiny until the Blood Lane killings in February 2006. Following a shootout with the police in May 2006, Murray's profile rose and he found himself under increased police surveillance. Seeking refuge in Tivoli Gardens, Murray faced opposition from local gangsters due to his threats against politicians and law enforcement. As Murray's life spiraled into fear and despair, he met his demise on his 37th birthday, August 12, 2010, in a confrontation with law enforcement alongside his close associate. His story serves as a stark reminder that the path of violence leads only to a tragic end, marked by premature death and lost potential. As we conclude this eagerly anticipated episode of Unveiling the Untold Jamaican Dons, Gangsta Chronicles, Part 4, we trust you've gained profound insights into the intricate tapestry of Jamaica's underworld. Through the lens of history, we've meticulously unraveled the layers of myth and legend, exposing the harsh realities of a life lived on the edge. Remember, this series isn't just about recounting tales of crime and violence. It's a solemn reminder of the steep toll exacted by such choices. Each narrative serves as a poignant cautionary tale, urging us to weigh the consequences of our actions carefully. By sharing these untold stories, we aim to ignite conversations about the true cost of crime and the imperative of making positive choices. As we bid farewell to this chapter, let's carry forward the invaluable lessons learned. Together, let's endeavor to forge a brighter future, liberated from the shadows of violence and despair. With your support, we can rewrite the narrative and catalyze meaningful change in our communities. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave your comments below to stay updated and engaged with our ongoing exploration of Jamaican Dons, Gangsta Chronicles. Your participation fuels our endeavor to shed light on these crucial narratives. Thank you for joining us on this journey. Until next time, stay safe, stay informed, and remember, the truth will always prevail.